All right. Settle down. Come on in. Got my scent of the day there. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's do a quick weather check. Come on in. Don't touch anything. Don't break anything. Don't fucking smell anything either, unless you ask first. But let's go outside. It's a really gorgeous day today in Toronto. We've got a little bit of overcast right now, but it was hot. And looks like summer's here, so I'm going to start to pull out my warm weather fragrances. There's the bus. That could be Chad in there. I wonder if that's Chad. Hi, Chad. Anyway, just a gorgeous day. Got some sun yesterday. Was out in that field over there playing catch with the boys. Took a little football, some baseball gloves. Spent a few hours out there. But come on in. It's actually dark in here now with that overcast, but we'll figure it out somehow. Want to share some things over here with you. My scent of the day. And Coco Noir, which is an absolutely gorgeous, fruity, floral, powdery fragrance. And I really recommend this to all you pussies out there that associate with being macho men. And I don't mean to offend women or be a misogynist with the word pussy, but I think the macho men can relate with that term. And it's more in reference to them. But it's okay. It's okay to wear flowers, you know. Nobody's going to hurt you. Nobody's going to make fun of you. Or at least they shouldn't. And if they are, they're probably not your friends or worth keeping around anyway. And I just find this much more interesting than Bleu de Chanel or, you know, Versace Eros or whatever the big thing is, La Nuit de l'Homme or whatever you guys are wearing. Check this out. Uncle Chester's gone. He can't hurt you anymore. Eugenius is telling you. Got a couple of Frederick Mull here that people keep asking me about. That I picked these up all last winter. And so we've got L'Eau d'Hiver, Cologne Indelible, Eau de Magnolia en passant, Dans tes bras. But I'm not all familiar with Cologne Bigarade. I do love Bigarade Concentré and Outrageous. That I'll probably be sporting in the warmer weather, so I will get back to you on these. And here, I did wear this yesterday, and I know somebody's going to call me a corporate cocksucking George Zaharoff shill, which is fine. I would take George whole, but regardless, I'm not concerned. This is an absolutely gorgeous woody balsamic fragrance. It's not all that lavender as I thought it was going to be, hearing people discuss, but I may not decide to review this, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's Eugenius approved, and I can't wait for the Noir. I'm really excited to smell the Noir. I'm excited for this line and to see it grow. But congratulations, GZ on that. I'm going to turn this camera around, and I want to discuss a question or a comment that was in one of my last videos, just about my buying patterns or how uncertainty has affected my perfume purchases in the last 2 months. All right, hold up. All right, and here we are. And I've got a comment from Selanem Say, who is a longtime viewer, and I'll read it out, and I'm going to address this. So it goes, I think it'd be interesting to hear how life's changed there. If you had a lockdown, and how your perfume buying has changed or not during this time. Also, in my case, my fragrances were a great source of comfort to me
during this time, and it made me appreciate my collection even more as aromatherapy. Okay, so yes, of course, everything's changed with uncertainty and the lockdown, buying patterns, behaviors. Our options are much more limited. Like the rest of the world, we're shut down. Luxury department stores are, they're all closed, so we can't go in there and purchase things. The only place where I really do have a physical option of going to purchase something would be the drugstore, but they've removed all the testers, so I don't have that option of testing anything. I can go in and I can pick up a fragrance, and I can pay for it and I can leave. But as far as sampling or testing, no, there's none of that. So I myself have also been shopping my own collection and enjoying things that I haven't worn in a long time. And I find a lot of comfort in that, to be honest, because I do have a fairly large collection that I've often taken for granted and looked outside of it for pleasure, for gratification, to find new things, always looking for new things. So the whole uncertainties come at a time for me where I welcome it for several reasons, and I certainly don't want to make this a video about addictions, but I mean, I can make another one if there's enough interest. But I've definitely battled my addiction issues. A lot of my viewers will remember my addiction video that I posted from a year ago. So, in combination with struggling with my addictions, and coming to terms with them and understanding where they're coming from, and the whole uncertainty, and being in lockdown, and not having the same access, has come at a perfect time for me, where I was trying to curb my purchases. Uh, in one way, I was trying to curb my purchases, and on the other hand, regardless if I wanted to curb them or not, my options have been limited. And I haven't purchased anything. It's been over 2 months now. March 13th's been the last time I've purchased a fragrance physically or online or anything. When I went to go visit Ashton in Tennessee, I had picked up Fahrenheit Parfum at the duty free, and I had a couple of perfumes shipped to Ashton's place where they were unavailable to me. But just the whole addiction thing, I've got to learn a whole lot about myself in that time. A lot's changed for me personally, and I no longer look outside. I still love perfumes. I mean, to say love, uh, I look at that word now with such different meaning than I used to. I used to say I was passionate about perfumes, and I love perfumes, which isn't really the case. I don't know. Can you really love something that doesn't love you back? Um, being perfumes, I definitely enjoy the hell out of them, and I spend a lot of time um, researching and wearing them. But I've definitely learned to love myself a whole lot more than I used to. And that was my biggest issue. I was looking outside of myself for pleasure, for comfort, for validation, to fill a lot of my voids. And in learning to love myself, I guess you need to love yourself before you can love anyone else or anything else. And by loving other people, is to love yourself. You can't love anyone without loving yourself. I mean, who in their right mind would trust you with their love if you don't love yourself? And somebody had once asked me, "Do you love yourself?" And I didn't understand the question. And, from an ego state of mind, I said, "Yes, of course." Of who I was offended. I said, yes, of course. Who doesn't love themselves? I found it a very bizarre, strange question, but I've come to learn that to love yourself it means, somebody that loves themselves, they don't need drugs to bury their pain. They've uncovered and really revealed all their pains. They've dealt with all their emotional baggage, so they don't need drugs to mask their pain. They don't need alcohol to mask their pain. They don't need drama. They don't fill themselves with drama. They don't fill their lives with drama. you know Drama is a distraction. They don't fill their lives with sex and porn and food and all sorts of other addictions that are out there, because they're happy. So they don't need all those outside distractions. And that's one thing that I've learned. That's one thing I've learned most is, I don't need to fill my voids. I've faced my voids head on, my distractions, my traumas, and I don't need perfume now as much as I used to. So I would mask my emotions. Every time I got emotional, I would distract myself with either my cell phone, perfume, whatever, drama. And I would look outside instead of looking inside and figuring out what it was that was troubling me. I would look outside and try to stimulate myself. But yeah, I've gone totally off track. Um, so I've with the whole uncertain, I've definitely been able to enjoy my fragrance collection a lot more than I used to. I was constantly consuming and buying, and I was just obsessed with finding the next best thing, where I wasn't able to enjoy the things that I had. And I've stopped a lot of that. I mean, I'm never gonna completely stop purchasing fragrances. It's definitely gonna be things that I want, especially the newer Chanel's and Guerlains. But as far as just consuming for the sake of distracting myself, that's definitely going to stop. That actually makes me more happy knowing that I don't need to go that route than the happiness that a fragrance would bring me. Like the short-term happiness, somebody could easily give me every fragrance ever created today, and with a short time, I'd be looking for a next stimulant. I'd find something else. If I wasn't happy, I would be looking for something else to distract myself with. But I hope that makes sense. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below. Drop a like, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for the comment, by the way.